Attention, listener. Be advised. This podcast contains a 1-hour one-off. The action inside has been compressed to dangerous levels. Expect chaos to ensue. Pushing a tabletop game into less than 60 minutes may well leave your local time-space continuum severely distorted. Do not try this at home. Side effects may include excessive fun, discarded rules, and death. With all that said, no experience is required to listen to this recording. Humor not included. And now, a word from our friends at Gun for Hire.
At Fear the Boot and at the Houseman, spelled H-U-S-S man.
December 1933. You'd expect Chicago to be cold, but not this year. It's hotter than a kiss between Harlow and Flynn, and just as thrilling. Trouble's blowing in the Windy City. Capone might be in the big house, but even a half-wit knows full well Al didn't leave the picture. But that's not stopping his lieutenants from squabbling over the scraps, and it sure as hell ain't stopping the other gangs from trying to knock Capone's outfit down a few pegs. Any palooks with some Tommies and attitudes are grabbing at that pie like a fat kid at Thanksgiving. But there's something brewing in Chicago's shadows, and it's not that next batch of bathtub gin. No, this is something that bites a lot harder and leaves a mark that won't heal anytime soon. My name's E.I. Wick, and I want to tell you about 4 palooks just trying to beat the breadlines and survive the day-to-day. But life's got other plans for this Private Jane and her 3 friends. To hear their story, then slide your feet to the dark side of the street and visit gunforhireap.com. That's gun with 2 N's. Gun for Hire, a Deadlands Noir actual play from Fear the Boot.
Hey guys, what are we doing?
We're filming a 1-hour one-offs episode.
We're filming.
Cameras, pug.
Yeah, everybody smile for the camera.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys can't see us? Weird.
Yeah, we're out here with
Audio only, nothing.
Lyrica needs to be quiet if she's gonna be in the room.
What? I think it's fine if Lyrica gets picked up. You know, like
yeah.
What are we hiding?
1-hour one-offs is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Of one editor.
One Lyrica. A single Lyrica.
Alright, I think we've reached our banter budget for the episode. Anything further and we legally have to classify this show as a comedy. So,
gang, what are we doing? What we have today is a special Deadlands Noir one-off done in noir. Yeah. You like that?
I'm just whispering into my mic. It's fine. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Done in heartfelt collaboration. No. Done in honor of our buddies over at Alex.
Gun for Hire. Go check them out. They are wherever you listen to podcasts. GUNN for Hire. They are a dope Deadlands Noir podcast that was nice enough to give us a shout out on their podcast. So we're doing the same. They're really good. Check them out. I know I said that like 4 times, but do it. Today, in Deadlands Noir, we see a scene of rainy Chicago. The year is 1935. Crime rules the streets, and oftentimes people are forced to turn to forces outside the law to solve those crimes. Rundown police forces are unable or unwilling to deal with the massive rise in mob violence, and private eyes are often the ones that end up combating these forces. One such private eye is none other than
Magnum Cordite.
Derek, do you want to ask Blake the 3 questions?
3? I've always answered 4. But 3
4 questions.
Yeah. Alright. Mr. Cordite, what do you like? What do you hate? What do you fear? And what are you hoping to attain?
What do I like? There was a time when I could say justice, but Since the rise of the mob, I'm not sure I get to say that anymore. But I do get a certain satisfaction from my work. What do I hate? Dealing with troubled dames without any liquor. What do I fear? That it's gonna catch up with me eventually. Of all the people I've pissed off, one of them is finally gonna get me, and I won't be able to crack it. What am I hoping to attain? What's anyone hoping to attain, really? Maybe just a small measure of justice in this crazy city.
This is just a thing from me, but I would like to hear some of the, like, classic hard-boiled private eye, like, weird similes that they do. Like, she was cool, like the refrigerator at Costco when the milk's coming in on a Tuesday, like that sort of thing. Because I feel like that's a very noir kind of.
I like to keep my friends close and my enemies closer. Specifically, my enemy model 45, the one I keep on my hip.
Yeah, like that sort of thing.
That's true. You're right. I had forgotten a very important aspect of this character.
What's the aspect, Mr. Cordite?
Or no, that is me forgetting that similes are important in noir.
Gotcha.
Most days I go around with 8 slugs on me. Normally I only have to use the 2 in my flask. Too much of a stretch?
It takes a bit of, like, mental gymnastics to decode it, but it makes sense after I think about it for a little while. You should maybe...
Oh, no, it should have been, use the 2 in my flask instead of the 6 on my hip.
Yeah. I think we're good to go off.
Alright. We see the outside of a red brick building. Rain drips down some dirty windows. And as we peer through one of those windows, we see 4 people in a bar. The walls are that same red brick, stained dark by cigarette smoke. The floor's hardwood is worn and gray. The bar top was red once, but now only shows its color through a dull stain in the wood. There's a line of stools at the bar. 4 round tables in the far right corner, and 4 booths against the far wall to the left. One of these people in the bar is Magnum Cordite. Where are you sitting, Magnum?
I'm sitting alone in a corner booth. I have a half-finished glass of bourbon in front of me. The only light on my face is the dull glow from the cigarette I'm pulling on.
The barkeep Sandy paces back and forth, cleaning empty glasses, and it's strange. The tap at the bar seemingly selects a beer and pours itself without any touch of her hand, just on its own. As you're looking around, the clock strikes midnight. And then something strange happens. Well, not too strange. A blackout hits. They're common in Chicago. Mayor's cheap. In the dark, a chair scrapes across the floor. There's some scuffling. Then a clunk, and a gun's action racks. A brief silence, then 3 heavy steps, a sharp click, then an explosion. You feel a slug pierce your chest and exit out your back with your soul. You feel the impact of hardwood on your back, then nothing. You open your eyes. You see the bar. You see 3 other people in the room. You see the clock. It reads 11 p.m. You know the deal. You've been brought back by your deal with the devil, so to call it. The Manitou that brings you back every time has done it again. You have 1 hour to solve your murder without violating any of the long list of stipulations in the contracts about not changing the course of events. And if not, you go straight to hell.
I'm real glad that because I'm an hour back, my glass is full. I slam the rest back. It's gonna be one of those nights. I leave the table, take a quick look around the room. Describe the people.
Sandy Bishop's at the bar. She has almond skin that matches her eyes, and a smooth, clear complexion. Her hair is in a tight, practical bun under a red handkerchief, and there are a few odd lumps under that handkerchief. There's a man sitting at one of the tables across the room from you. You don't know his name, but he has a pale, worn complexion and strong muscles that suggest a worker. His hair is a dark, ruddy brown, and he's wearing a dirty white tank top and baggy, dark-wash jeans. You don't know the name of the man at the bar either, but he's wearing a suit and black shoes, and you can see the back of a short, well-kept haircut.
Baggy jeans could easily hide kind of hardware I'm looking for. But worker, no. Worker's more of a suspect. He'd be more likely to take a dangerous job. But suit could be mob. That makes him worth investigating. Barkeeper? Unlikely. I'll have to ask her after the other two. I cross the room to the man in the suit. Sit down at the bar stool next to him. I wait a little bit. Continue pulling on my cigarette. Eventually, start to turn to him.
You notice he has a tan that is obviously fake given the season. The sun doesn't come out much right now. And you see he is also wearing a white button-down with a yellow tie.
Can I get a moment of your time, sir?
He looks over at you. A little haughtily, one could say. Moment shouldn't cost you much. Why? You looking to hire me?
No. No, I'm not. I'm investigating a murder case.
He raises his eyebrows. A murder case? Really?
Yes. Someone around here got plugged recently. Looking for men who might have connections to the mob.
Well, he laughs. You're looking in the wrong place, then. You see, I'm an attorney of the law, and he pulls out a business card and hands it to you. It says, Kurt Westbirch, attorney at law, lists a phone number and an address. It's white paper with gold lettering, embossed. Very fancy.
Well, you telling me an attorney at law doesn't have ties to the mob in these times? Are you the one honest one in town?
I'm sorry, I usually only answer questions for paying clients.
All right. I stand up, walk away. It'd have to be crazier than rabid monkey in a bag to try to extract questions from an attorney. I realize my mistake now. Head over to the working man. Sit down across from him.
He is sitting at one of the round tables on a chair. He's got a beer in front of him that's about a third full.
Could I get a moment of your time?
Yeah.
You know anyone around here who'd happen to have a grudge against a detective?
I mean, yeah, I know a few.
How wealthy?
He kind of narrows his eyes at you. What's it to you?
Looking into something for a friend of mine. Says he thinks someone's after him. Possibly someone with money. I want to know if there's any truth to it.
Can you make me some sort of roll for that?
Hmm.
What skills does Magnum have here?
Can I use Streetwise?
I don't think that Streetwise applies here. I think Streetwise is more like...
Oh, you're right.
Like finding your way in a city.
Yeah. Honestly, this might just have to be wild die plus charisma.
Yeah, works for me.
Five.
Alright. That is a single success. I mean, geez, everybody I know has a grudge against some detective or another.
These days, I guess that can't be helped. Any hate one enough to want him dead?
Yeah, maybe a few.
I see. Thank you for your time. I stand up.
He just takes a drink from his beer.
One option left for people to talk to. I head over to a bar stool a ways away from the attorney. Try to flag down the bartender.
Yeah, it takes a moment or two. She finishes cleaning the glass she's working on and then heads on over. What can I get you?
Bourbon. Neat. 3 fingers.
She walks over to the bar and grabs a bottle that looks like a kind of like a zigzaggy helix and pours you a pretty generous 3-finger glass.
I nod my appreciation. Take a sip. If the power were to go out here, where would I find the breakers?
Why do you want to know that?
Long habit of mine. Worked too many cases where power goes off. Heard too many horror stories of people seeing the power go off and never seeing anything again. Got me paranoid in these days.
Well, I don't know if I'm just gonna be telling any old customer where the power is, but I mean, you're safe in here. And she nods her head towards the lever action rifle she keeps over the bar.
Good to know. I continue sipping on the bourbon.
It's a good bourbon.
The rifle was clearly what I heard rack. Only a lever action would make a noise like that. The click.
Can you make me an investigation check to see if you are able to identify that?
5.
Yeah. You're pretty sure. Could have been a lever action. Could have been something with a pump action. But you see the lever action, so odds are.
Makes sense. That being said, I also heard a click. Can I make a shooting roll to see if I can identify the type of round that shot me?
Ooh. Yeah. I think... Yeah, you can... Yeah, just shooting would be fine.
6.
Yeah, you're able to identify a few things. It wasn't any sort of, like, shotgun shot. As in multiple balls. It was a single slug. It was... I mean, obviously you weren't able to measure the entrance or exit wound. But it...
I don't suppose I felt it hollow point.
No, you did not feel it hollow point. Went in, went out.
Single, solid shot. Could I make an investigation roll to see if I could narrow down the types of rounds it would be based on what is and isn't a hollow point?
Could you just explain what you mean by that a little more?
So, at least I assume the way it works in Deadlands is the same. Some calibers, like, say, 357 or 44, will effectively only ever be fired as hollow points. So, since I know it didn't, can I try to figure out what kind of caliber it would be and whether or not I can eliminate the rifle as what shot me?
I think it is more likely that you would be able to roll and identify the caliber of the rifle first.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, just go for it. See if you can figure out... Actually, I'm just gonna say that it's fairly reasonable that you have a decent knowledge of what calibers are and aren't hollow point. I think that's reasonably part of your detective knowledge.
That's fair.
So that's just something you know.
All right.
That being said, you don't know what caliber the rifle is. So.
Yeah. So would that be investigation or shooting?
It could be either. You will get different modifiers.
Investigation.
All right. No negative.
6. My rolls are not doing well today.
Yeah, you could really use some raises on these.
Yeah.
It is 30-30. Which, I don't know if it comes in a hollow point, but I know that it comes in not hollow point.
Good to know. My eyes narrow on the rifle. Easily the source of our magic bullet, so to speak. How close is it to the attorney?
It's probably about 10-15 feet on the diagonal. You'd have to hop the bar, cross the depth of the bar, and then reach up to it.
That being said, chair being pulled back, he stands up. Thud, he vaults the bar and lands. Scuffling, he runs the length of the bar. The click is the chambering of the rifle. The click is the safety. And the rest is history. I go back to the attorney. How many questions will $10 get me?
We'll call it 1.
I take the bill out of my pocket, slide it to him.
He takes it.
Would you ever have cause to kill a man?
No, what kind of question is that?
In a city ruled by thugs, where boys' fathers are killed and...
Can you roll me investigation? Spending a Benny.
10.
Oh, you exploded?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that's 2 raises. A single raise, which is still good.
Better than I've been getting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. When you say when boys' fathers are killed, he flinches briefly.
My eyes narrow. Can I roll notice to see, now that I'm looking at his face, if I recognize him at all? Like, if I've ever encountered this attorney.
Yeah. Got some different rolls in there. You do have 3 bennies.
And the sleuth edge.
Ooh, what's that do?
I'm going to spend a Benny to know all relevant clues in this scene.
I will say for this roll.
Fair.
Yeah. As moderator or as a DM, I could not allow that.
You don't recognize him. Hell, you don't recognize anything about this man. But you notice him twisting his wedding ring. And it takes you a minute. But you recognize that ring. You've seen it on the finger of a man before. Or at least one just like it. The finger of Donnie Westbirch.
Revelation hits me like a 10-ton wrecking ball, moving like a speeding bullet. This man, that wedding ring. He's either the man I put away for dropping the mobster who whacked his father, or someone very close to him. That's more than enough reason to want me dead. Before I even know it, my hand starts to drift towards the lamette sewn to the inside of my trousers. Where'd you get the ring? It's nice.
It's my wedding ring.
I stare at him. Yours.
Yes.
How long have you been married?
4 years. Well, I was.
Was.
He died recently.
My condolences. Tell me, did you follow my recent case at all?
I'm sorry, I have no idea who you are. And roll me notice or investigation.
It's going to be investigation. Nope, the hell with it. I'm spending another penny to reroll that.
You get to keep the better roll regardless, just so you know.
Oh, that's good. This is the better roll, so 9.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's lying.
Oh, yeah. Really? Last I'd heard, every last bloodsucker in the city followed that one. How could you not?
Well, I may have followed the case, but that doesn't mean I know who you are.
I've been watching people a long time. Learned to tell a lot from faces. But I've also found you can learn a lot more about someone from the little things. Like a familiar wedding ring. West Birch.
Alarm flashes across his face. His hand dives into his jacket pocket.
I go for my gun as well.
All right. Roll initiative. All right. Agility plus wild die. Actually, let's have Clint here go first. Sorry, that's his first name. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, sorry. We're doing this wrong. Initiative in Deadlands is done with a deck of cards. Let me grab that real quick. Alright, if you want to draw your card. Alright, and what is that?
King of Spades.
Alright, and I'm gonna draw mine into the mic. I have the 7 of Hearts.
So I believe I go first.
I don't know. I think 7's higher than King.
You're kidding.
Yeah, in the system, 7's high. But yeah, you go first.
Yeah, so... I mean, I assume this is just a shooting roll.
I'm gonna make you go quickness to pull it out of sewn into your pants.
Alright, that's fair. Oh, shit, that's agility.
You got that last penny, if you really need it.
Probably will.
4 explodes. 7. Oof, almost. A cop car with its lights flashing speeds by the bar outside. Bathes you two in red and blue light. You go for the gun. You grab it, pull it out. With just 1 success, I'm going to give you -2 to the shooting roll.
That's fair. But I may not be the best shot in the world, but the way I see it, you don't need to aim that well with an underbarrel shotgun at a range of 10 inches.
This is true.
So that's what I'm firing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are the stats on the shotgun attachment for the Lamat?
Ranges are 5, 10, and 20 feet, none of which is particularly relevant. Damage at max range is 3d6.
So min range, I guess.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So 3d6 damage. Yikes.
Spending my last penny on this roll.
Fair enough. This could be the last roll.
6 explodes.
Blake rolled 3 sevens on this roll. The D8 came up 7 twice, and he rolled a 6 and then a 1 on the D6.
That hurts my soul.
So 1 success. I am going to say you wing him for numerically halved damage. So it could very easily still get him. Wow. That's insane.
You can't see it because we're audio, but my jaw literally hit the floor at this roll.
A 2 and 2 1s. So 4.
And no bennies.
And no bennies. So 4, which does equal his toughness, which still wounds him, right?
I think you said you were going to have that.
Oh, I did say I was going to have that numerically, so 2. So he gets away with it. Yeah, the shot goes off just a little early as you're pulling it out, and just right between his legs before you get a chance to line it up with him.
I'm in more trouble than if I were on the wrong end of a tiger trap barehanded and slathered in steak sauce.
Alright, he's now going to roll shooting. He reaches into the depths of his jacket and pulls out a shiny 9mm. He gets a 4, which explodes. 7, a single, whatchamacallit, hit, success, single success. 4. What's the damage on your pistol?
2d6 plus 1.
4. 2d6 plus 1 damage, trying to beat 4. I get 8.
That hurts.
That does hurt. So, is that 1 wound or 2 wounds?
Blake is shaken and takes a single wound.
Got it.
If Blake had bennies left, they could be spent trying to soak it. But alas.
No, I think he always gets to soak, and then the bennies let him re-roll the soak, or am I wrong about that?
You can only soak if you have a benny.
Alright, yeah, he, basically falls / stumbles backwards off his chair, draws the gun, hits you right. It's not like a direct hit, but it goes, it kind of grazes your side and cracks a rib pretty bad.
I stumble back, hand to my side. Vision spinning.
Yeah, you hear Sandy screaming in the background, and the gun, the rifle above the bar rack.
I level my gun back at him.
Not
You
yet,
have to
because
make
you're
a
shaken.
Spirit roll.
That's right.
I'm also going to draw for Sandy, who will join in the next round. 2 of diamonds.
It's alright, because you draw for every round.
Oh, never mind. I will draw for her when the next round starts.
2 on the spirit roll.
You remain shaken.
Oof. You can perform free actions, though, which is things like moving, interacting with objects. Wait, actually, sorry, should we have redrawn for this round? So we should do that. So we'll say that entire thing is non-canon, actually. Time rewinds for the second time in this episode, and we are at the top of round 2.
Rewind.
Alright, I am shuffling. Blake. Or rather, Magnum.
8 of spades.
Clint. 7 of, these are Harry Potter die. I've been interpreting the suits, but this is the 7 of Hufflepuffs. And Sandy gets the 5 of Slytherins. So, Magnum's at the top.
All right. Spirit roll.
Mm-hmm.
Magnificent, my D8 explodes.
Oh my god.
15.
So that is a success and 2 raises.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely succeeds. Yeah, you feel adrenaline flood your system. For a second, your breath was strained and painful from the cracked rib, but you feel strength flooding back into your limbs.
West Birch, real shame what happened to your husband. But I wasn't gonna take it to you. Now you made it personal. And when you deal with me, you aren't business for the cops. You're business for the Undertaker.
Nice.
And that's shooting again.
I assume not the shotgun.
That is correct.
Only one shot. Also, to our audience, the Lamat is a real Civil War era pistol with a shotgun. It's kind of cool. Check it out.
6 on the shooting roll.
Alright, that will hit
2d6 plus 1 damage.
versus 4. Not halved this time.
Hopefully not a bad roll this time. One of the 6s explodes. So that's
11.
Yes.
Plus 3. That is 2. That is a success and a raise. For he is shaken and takes a wound. No, but the raise on the damage roll means 2 wounds, right?
No, the raise means 1 wound.
Got it.
Normally you only get shaken.
Understood. Yeah. So you hit him in the shoulder. His left arm goes limp, and he staggers backwards. Susie points the rifle at him. Put the fucking gun down, mister. She is going to roll Intimidate, or whatever the associated skill is in this setting.
I think Intimidate still works.
Ooh. Not amazing. She gets a 3.
Doesn't she have a Benny?
Oh, she does have a Benny. She's gonna roll that Benny. Come on, Sandy. I think I told her Susie. Alright. 4 explodes. Oh, I'm also just rolling the wrong die here. There should be a D8 and a D6. So, we'll say I still used the Benny for fucking that up, but rerolling it correctly now. Alright. Both succeed. She gets a 7. Yeah. I don't think that's enough to straight up, like, talk him down, but that's going to give him -2 to his spirit roll when he goes to recover, which he is doing right now. He gets a 4, but at -2, he fails the spirit roll. So he stays shaken. Yeah, I think he's going to go for the door. He takes the bullet in the shoulder, he has the rifle pointed at him, and he just turns and runs. Redraw for initiative.
Yep.
If he wins this is gonna be awesome. I want this to turn into a chase down the street. That would be incredible. Go ahead, Magnum.
3 of Hufflepuffs.
Clint gets the 2 of Hufflepuffs.
Incredible.
And Sandy gets the 10 of Ravenclaws. Sandy is... Yeah. Sandy, she goes, son of a bitch, and throws the rifle down and grabs a bottle and throws it at him. That is going to count as an untrained skill, so D4 and a D6 at -2. Yeah, the bottle shatters harmlessly off the wall next to the door.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot him again.
Go for it.
Let's see, that's 6 explodes. 6 explodes again.
That's 12.
16.
Jesus. Jesus.
3 raises.
3 raises. That's gotta add to his damage roll, right?
Dude, rule of cool says it has to.
Even if it doesn't, I'm gonna say you add an extra. We're either gonna go by raw or you add an extra d6 damage for that. Rules lawyer says.
Rules lawyer says range damage is just fixed.
Nope. Extra d6 damage. We're gonna say that's for like hitting, like vital.
Oh,
spots,
hang on.
Oh,
We've got the classic relevant information at the end of another paragraph.
Of course.
So if you get one or more raises, you get 1d6. It doesn't increase.
Okay, so yeah, that's what we were gonna play it as. Perfect.
All right. 2 4s and one of them explodes.
Jesus.
So that is 8 plus 7 for 15 damage.
That is that just another wound because it's just one raise, or
No, it's...
2 because he's staggered already?
Wait, it's just one raise?
Oh no, it's 8 plus 7.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's 2 wounds.
That is 2 wounds, which incapacitates.
Yeah.
Your man's is now bleeding out.
So, describe this little action scene for me, Magnum. He goes for the door.
Bottle arcs over the top of my vision. Shatters against the glass, alcohol splashing over him. He reaches for the door. I draw my gun. There's a loud bang. A crack spiderwebs through the glass as a neat hole forms in the back of his head, and the front of his head explodes out the hole in the glass.
Sandy looks over at you. You're paying for a new door.
I sigh, of course.
All right. And this is where... So, we forgot to make the vigor roll for Clint. So we'll do that now. He rolls 2d6 minus 1 for each of the wounds, which is 3. And if he fails, he stays incapacitated and bleeds out. 2 4s at minus 3 is
That's a
2
crit
1s,
fail.
So crit fail. think Clint's dead.
Yeah.
Total of 1 or less character dies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bullet through the brain will do that.
Yeah.
So what do you do, Magnum?
Drink.
So, what's known as the Creeper Sweeper, which is a little 2-foot metal disc with a pentagram inscribed in the top with a small wooden bowl in the center. Some suspicious red stains that floats around hoovering up dirt starts to clean up the blood.
Just another day in the life.
If you look behind you, you see Ted with a switchblade out. He's putting it away as he sits back down to his drink.
That was the click.
And if you close your eyes for a brief moment, you see the Manitou's disappointed face as it clutches the ticking down hourglass in its grasp and retreats back into your mind. I think that's it.
Yeah.
47 minutes, not bad. I really wanted him to get out the door there.
Yeah, that would have been wild.
Quite a riot.
How did we do, Derek?
Oh, I really, really liked this one. Blake, I enjoyed how you really picked it up with the noir similes. All those like classic hard-boiled detective lines were great.
Thank you.
Yeah, the flask one was a bit iffy, but we worked it out, and then things took off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that Gun for Hire also tries to work in the same vibe. Snow, like white plumes on a hearse, and so on.
Yeah, that being said, they beat me in terms of quality and numbers in like the first 5 minutes, so...
That's true.
They had more than an hour to tell their story, and to be fair. We caught the bad guy in 47 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah. But also, Blake, I thought your voice was really cool in general. Even outside of the similes, it was very gritty and did well in setting the general tone. Alex, I think I really liked the setting descriptions from you this time. They just really came across like subtle things. I liked the triple helix shape on the bottle, for example, with the liquor.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And that whole thing with the little arcane
Satanic Roomba.
Exactly.
That was awesome.
That was named the Creeper Sweeper in my notes.
Yeah, no, like, just great stuff that really, I guess, defines the world around the characters. Makes it more real. I liked it. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, one gripe I had for you both, I think, was that sometimes the vibes fall a little flat during, like, conversations. Characters, could have been, like, more excited, angry, morose. I feel like Alex, playing the different characters, you could have maybe afforded to have one or two, like, take offense, and, like, really react, blow up at Blake. Or, like, really be sad. I liked that you did a bit with the bartender. That was good. But in the conversation where Blake was talking to the married man, Westbirch, I think the tone was just, like, basically a flat line the entire time, just two gritty, like, male characters rasping at one another. And it wasn't the most interesting to listen to. I feel like there could have been more emotion somewhere on somebody's part. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I was trying to go for like smooth talking lawyer vibe, but I think I instead hit one-dimensional monotone.
Yeah, like both of you were just like so similarly reticent there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Grizzled private detective there was just sort of nice little mirror for one-dimensional.
Yeah, and that's all I've got. On the most part, I really enjoyed listening. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Is it alright if I go next, Blake?
Go right ahead.
I really liked, I did not write down any criticisms of your performance, and I think that says a lot to my praise of your performance. I was worried that this was going to take too long, that I had, not given enough. Not given enough, but, that it was too complicated. There was, a whole bunch of things that happened in the dark, and I was like, and then you just, kicked ass and were like, give me the info. And people gave you the info, and then you shot him, and it was sick. I'm kind of rambling. I just had a really good time with that episode, and I really liked that. Something I wish I had done more, this is my main criticism, is I think I could have done a lot more to distinguish between the three different voices of the characters, given that all I really did this session was talk. And while the three characters definitely had different voices, I think I often forget that I need to do, what sounds like three times as much, or, three times too much of a voice to me for it to sound like a distinguished voice on mic sometimes. And just, I think I could get a lot better at that. Specifically, you, Blake, are very good at that. Like Derek said, your voice was sick.
Thank you.
That is all of my comments.
Yeah, your mystery honestly really intimidated me. I had no idea I was going to get it until I stumbled backwards into it.
And that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, what's especially shocking is that I basically just made two wrong assumptions that happened to cancel out.
Wait, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to assuming Westbirch jumped the bar and that it was the rifle that shot me.
Oh, yes. That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking more of, you solving it by figuring out that it was Westbirch and then talking him into a corner where he basically confessed by going for his gun,
That's true.
So I consider that you solving the mystery in that sense.
That's a good point. Yeah. My main criticism of myself is... Yeah, I think I took too long on some of the decisions, both in what I wanted to ask and in conversation.
I think we all need to get better at, like, snap committing to things.
For sure.
What does snap committing mean?
Just, like, making a quick in-character decision and not deliberating over whether it's the optimal decision, but instead just, like, reacting and going with it.
Sounds good to me.
Honestly, the big thing for me is I need to relax on mic more.
That's difficult.
Fair.
Yeah, I think that is everything we wanted to say.
I believe so.
Stay tuned for our Christmas special coming up in late December. Also the post show. I think this post show was fun.
Yes.
Yes.
So fun.
Yes.
Also, I just want to give like another really big shout out to Gun for Hire. I listened to them, like, I listened to those character intros like 4 times over when trying to come up with like tone and setting for this episode here. They are very much noir masters. Give them a big old check out.
They're turbo cool.
They're very turbo cool.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Insert their Twitter handle and Instagram here.
The podcast you have just consumed contains 1 Alex, 1 Derek, 1 Blake, and a rotating cast of dice. It is rough processed at the Lyrica audio plant and refined by Dana Bulger, premier audio engineer and sound designer. Special thanks goes to Casey Management Co.